Happening today. It's a busy day in the courts today because the outrage over when it comes to the directive earlier on Monday that came in from the Supreme Court on the immediate moving when it comes to the stray dogs to shelters are concerned in a timeline that was set for about 8 weeks. Now it seems that the top court has now reserved the order which itself it had passed on Monday. Remember, a larger bench that was constituted with regards to multiple petitions and also protests that has been taking place. But as far as when it comes to the Monday order of the Supreme Court is concerned, which it took suo motu cognizance of a complaint of dog bites that has been reported, of dog menace that has been reported, amid the outrage, the top court has now reserved the order that it passed on Monday. So remains to be seen exactly as far as today's hearing is also concerned, because S.G. Mehta, who was appearing for the Delhi government, has called the issue of vocal minority view versus silent suffering majority view. Let's put that out in detail, where Priyank is connected with us. As far as the matter today was taken up by a larger bench, Priyank, where the CJI noted that he will look into it, and thereafter a larger bench, a 3-judge bench that was constituted. However, the order has now been reserved.
Yes, certainly the order has been reserved, and the Apex Court has also stated that all those parties who have come with the petition will have to file their affidavit before the court. But during the argument, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who was representing the Delhi government, came up with a very strong argument that all those people who have been eating chicken and mutton have certainly pretending to be animal lovers. And following to that, Justice Abhishek Manu Singhvi also came out with an argument that this particular law of 1923, the ABC, has not been put in place. The Supreme Court has also given its observations on the hearing, which continued for approximately half an hour, where the 3 judges bench was listening to this matter, where the Apex Court has stated that it is certainly an issue related to the civic body, and their inaction has led to suffering of all those individuals who have been suffering because of this dog menace. Before this observation could come up from the Apex Court, there was a clear-cut, argument which came out from Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who stated that this is a very serious issue. Countering to that, Kapil Sibal, who was representing the dog lovers, came up and stated that this order should be put on hold, which means that August 11th order from the 2 judges bench of the Supreme Court should not be followed, because there are not ample number of shelter home which are there for the
But mainly another big observation that has been made by the Supreme Court there, Priyank, we would want to put that in focus as well. What the Supreme Court mainly has been saying, that it is all because of the inaction of the civic bodies. What happened to the political will when it comes to such kind of action that should have been taken long back, so that there wouldn't have been, when it comes to a rapid rise in the population of strays. And we are not just talking about Delhi-NCR, we are talking about entire country, where there has been already several issues that and incidents of dog bites that have been reported, and many of the deaths also that have happened because of the incurable disease like rabies. Let's get a word from Harish now. Harish, the Supreme Court pulling up the civic bodies.
Yes, that's right. Justice Vikram Nath saying that all this has resulted because of the inaction from various authorities, including Delhi government and Municipal Corporation of Delhi. In fact, the animal lovers, represented by Kapil Sibal and Abhishek Manu Singhvi, brought out the contradiction in Supreme Court's past orders, because they said that past 6 orders stressed on animal birth control 2023, and also said that High Court should be left with the decision. Focus was on compassionate approach, and said that there is a legal and moral obligation on the civic authorities to ensure that there is a compassionate treatment of stray dogs, and there should not be culling, killing, and the earlier order had said that pick up the dogs, sterilize them, and leave them in their own territory. But the August 11 order was completely contradictory. They said, saying that Justice Pardiwala bench had ordered that the dogs be picked up and directly shifted to the dog shelters, and the court had passed an ex parte order, had not given any opportunity to the dog lovers or animal rights activists. The order was passed without hearing them. So the Supreme Court taking very serious note of the fact that civic authorities have not acted. That is why such an order had resulted. And for the time being, Supreme Court has said that it will examine the issue. So after hearing arguments for 15 minutes, during which Delhi government said this is a conflict between, this is a war between a silent vocal minority versus a silent suffering majority. This is how the Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, who had appeared for the Delhi government, summed up the entire issue. After hearing arguments, the three-judge bench, that is Justice Vikram Nath, Justice Sandeep Mehta, Justice V.N. Anjaria, have reserved orders on the plea filed by...
but there is another contention that has been raised in courts, because Priyanka, as far as the animal rights, people and activists and dog lovers are concerned, they have been saying that the only solution is to sterilize and vaccinate. But it seems that another issue that has been raised in the Supreme Court saying that sterilization doesn't mean that it will end rabies. And there has been several cases of people who have been infected because of rabies, and it is an incurable disease, and people have lost their lives.
See, there have been several arguments, Amita, which has come out from the dog lovers, where they have been saying that the data should not be taken as per this value, because any person who goes for the dog bite, he's given 5 injections, and every injection is being counted as one person's injection is being counted at 5 different injections. So there is a data which has been questioned by the dog lovers. But the fact of the matter is that there have been several cases of rabies death which has been reported in the past as well. What Abhishek Manu Singhvi has also stated that in this particular data which has been given to the parliament, there is no mention of the death which has been reported. So this data which has been given to the parliament should be taken on face value or not, is certainly something which was argued. The dog lovers have this point which has also been seen in the recent 3 days, Amitabh, that there is no ample number of dog shelter homes. All these shelter homes which are said to be there are only for vaccination. The dogs are being taken there, and there is no proper hygiene which should have been made. There is a proper area which should be made for one particular dog. If you look at the data which has been estimated so far, there have been 8 lakh dogs there itself in the Delhi-NCR region, and for them there has to be proper shelter home. But these aspects were not touched upon today in the court. Kapil Sibal straight away came and he stated that this order which came out from the double bench on 11th of August should be put on hold because they are not proper shelter home. That's why the court has come up with the observation that the non-action from the civic bodies has led to this kind of situation. The siphoning of money was also countered by the...
Because that is what we were learning through sources as far as within the civic bodies are concerned, that they are not ready. They have lack of space. There is a lack of funds exactly when it comes to picking up those dogs. Where exactly would they be kept? Because we're not talking about few hundreds, thousands. We are talking about the numbers that go up to lakhs. Isn't it, Harish? But Harish, there was a certain misinformation campaign as well with regards to the Supreme Court directive. Many on social media that were abuzz saying that when it comes to the dogs, they would be killed. They would be killed. And that is something that is the Supreme Court in a way has clearly put out, and today as well finding a mention that it is all about separating the dogs from humans. There has been no talk about killing the dogs.
Yes, that's right. That is the stark contradiction which the senior advocates Kapil Sibal and Abhishek Manu Singhvi tried to bring to the attention of the court, saying that there were 7 orders till now, but the first 6 orders had emphasized on a compassionate approach, saying that there is a moral and legal obligation on the society to approach a compassionate, painless approach as far as removing the stray dog menace is concerned. The earlier rule as per the Animal Birth Control 2023 was pick up a dog, sterilize it, and then leave it to the locality where they belong, and not just randomly picking up a dog and shutting up in a dog shelter. And also and said that it never talked about culling or permanently shutting up stray dogs, but August 11th order says that pick up a dog and permanently shift it to a dog shelter, and don't even give a hearing to dog lovers or animal rights activists. But today there was senior advocate Kapil Sibal, in fact, indulged in some fear-mongering, saying that as per the even before the August 11 order had been uploaded on the Supreme Court website, the civic authorities had started picking up the dogs from various localities, and since they could not shift them to any non-existent dog shelters because dog shelters did not exist, and therefore they were being culled. Kapil Sibal tells Supreme Court that even culling had started and drew the attention of the court. Then Supreme Court said that at this stage we are only on interim order.
Many of them making the accusation that even before the full court order was out, the civic authorities had already started picking up stray dogs from the streets. However, the big development coming in from the Supreme Court is that it has now decided to reserve the order, the Monday order, on the interim plea seeking stay of suo motu directive, and that is coming amid widespread outrage over its earlier directive that the Supreme Court has decided to place the matter before a larger bench. Thank you very much for the moment, Harish and Priyank, for joining in. We'll get you more back after a short break.